Hello everyone. Uh, we are going to discuss today regarding informed search strategies. Informed search strategies. And we in the previous lecture we discussed there are two categories of informed search strategies. Two types are there which are very popular. The first is best first search algorithm. Best first search algorithm. It is also called as greedy search algorithm. And the second type which we are going to cover is A star algorithm. These are the two types of informed search algorithms. Before going into the details of this informed search algorithms or strategies, we will take a look on, we will take a review on what we covered in the last lecture. In the last lecture we discussed that what exactly the heuristic function means and why the informed search strategies are called as informed search strategies or informed algorithms. Search algorithms are called as heuristic search algorithms. Why they are called as that? Informed search algorithms are called as heuristic search algorithm because they uses heuristic functions to reach to the solution. They uses heuristic functions to reach to the goal state or to achieve the solution, to solve the problem. So heuristic function means what? What exactly the heuristic function is? It is a function which is used in informed search and it finds the most promising path. It is a function which is used in informed search and which is useful to find the most promising path for the algorithm. What does it take in order to find the heuristic value? Current state of the agent is required as its input. Current state, what is the current state of the agent? Okay, and based on that it produces the estimation of how close agent is from the goal node. Okay, it is generally represented by h of n and it calculates the cost of an optimal path between pair of states. Pair of states means from current state to the goal state. What is the cost of the optimal path? From the current state to the goal state there can be number of paths. So which one is the optimal path? Okay, so the value of heuristic function is always positive. So these are the properties or these are the features of heuristic function. So heuristic function, you have to remember that it is represented or it is denoted by h of n. Okay, so the heuristic cost or heuristic value, generally we call it as heuristic value or heuristic cost, is generally less than the estimated cost. Actual heuristic cost is less than the estimated cost. Okay, so in the last lecture we discussed 8 puzzle problem in which we found that in the given problem the initial state is given like this and goal state was this, and the objective of this problem was to place all the tiles. There are 9 tiles out of which 8 are numbered and 1 is blanked. So the if we compare start state and goal state, we find that what we exactly want, 1 2 3, we want the tiles in this sequence 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, and blank tile must be somewhere here. So from this initial state we want this goal state. Okay, so this is 8 puzzle problem, and for this particular problem we defined heuristic function h of n. So heuristic function can be defined by number of ways. For this particular problem we defined the heuristic function in this way. H of n for this particular problem we considered is, let us say h of n is number of tiles out of position, okay, which are not at actual position as per the goal state. Okay, this h of n can also be defined in some other manner. For example, number of tiles in correct position, this can also be your h of n. So you can define your h of n heuristic function by your own way depending upon your problem. Okay, its choice, this choice is up to you, what heuristic function you want to define. For example, we selected h of n like this, number of tiles out of position. Then in the initial state we find that tile number 4, 5 and 6 are out of order, otherwise 8 is at its place, 1, 2, 3 are at correct positions, 7 is at correct position, only 4, 5, 6 are not at the correct position. That means h of n in our case for iteration 1 is 3, okay, for iteration 1. So if we go on exploring this, we stated in the previous video that this blank tile can move up, down, it can move up, left, right and down. So we explained this particular, we explored this particular initial state and we obtained the goal state like this. The objective was to reduce the heuristic cost or heuristic value, okay, and we discussed this problem in the previous video. So before going into this, all of you are requested to go through the previous video so that you will understand what exactly h of n is, heuristic function is. Now today we are going to discuss the first informed search algorithm, that is heuristic best first search algorithm. So what exactly the best first search algorithm, how it works? It always selects, it is also called as greedy search algorithm, it always selects the path which appear best at that moment, okay. It is the combination of depth first search and breadth first search. It allows us to take the advantage of both algorithms. All these are the theoretical points. Once you go through the problem, you will understand these theoretical points as well, okay. Just read this. In this we can choose the most promising node. Here we expand the node which is closest to the goal node and the cost to reach the goal node from it is estimated by heuristic function, okay. So we will go through these theoretical points later on. First of all, we will go through the problem so that we will understand these theory points as well. Here our f of n, heuristic function, f of n is nothing but a function value cost required to get to the goal node, okay. So h of n is the estimated cost for node n to reach to the goal node, okay. For example, you are working at node B, then your estimated cost for node B, heuristic cost for node B can be represented like this, h of B. So what exactly h of n is? It is the estimated cost for node n. N is the name of that node, particular node, for example, it can be anything, to reach to the goal node, okay. So let us go through the problem. For example, this is a search tree for a given problem. We will traverse this search tree using best first search algorithm or greedy algorithm. At each iteration, each node is expanded using evaluation function f of n is equal to h of n. Evaluation function is equal to heuristic cost. Heuristic cost is what? It is the estimated cost for node n to reach to the goal node, okay. Estimated cost, it is the estimated cost. So based on certain assumptions, some estimations are taken in this particular problem. For example, this is your search tree and there are so many nodes, number of nodes in this particular search tree, and the second column indicates their associated heuristic cost, h of n, heuristic cost or estimated cost to reach to the destination. For example, the cost of heuristic cost of node A is 12. That means the cost to reach to the goal, for example, our goal node in this problem is G and this is the initial node or root node. So what is the cost for node A to reach to the goal? The cost to reach to the goal G for node A is 12. That means h of A, that means heuristic cost of node A is how much? It is 12. Similarly, this is 12. Similarly, heuristic cost for B is h of B is how much? It is 4. Heuristic cost for heuristic cost for node B is 4. That means what? The cost required for node B to reach to the goal. 4 is the cost required by node B to reach to the goal. This is the meaning of h of A, h of B. So in the first column you find the list of nodes, and in the second column you will find the cost associated with those nodes to reach to the goal. That means the associated heuristic cost in the second column you find. So this is the problem. So this problem is given, okay, and you have to find out the optimal path to reach to the goal node. So what is your objective? This is the problem given and you want to find out the solution. Which solution you want? You want to reach to the goal node G by one of the path, but the path must be optimal path. This path can be from S to A to D, D to E, E to F, F to G, or it can be via S to B, B to F, F to G. So we have to find out the optimal path based on the heuristic cost or heuristic function. Okay, so this is our problem. So here in the best first search algorithm, let me erase this. In the best first search algorithm, we maintain two types of list: open list and closed list. Open list and closed list. So what exactly open list is and what exactly closed list is, we will check on the next slides. The iteration for traversing the given search tree in this example is shown in the next slide. For example, what exactly the open list contains? Open list contains the nodes which are not required to be expanded or explored, and the closed list contains all those nodes which are already traversed based on the heuristic cost. For example, what is the heuristic cost of S, node S? It is 13. So 13 is written here. What is the cost of A, heuristic cost of A, and heuristic cost of B? It is 12 and 4 respectively. So 12 and 4 are written here. Okay, 12 and 4 are written here. So you can find here what is the heuristic cost of A. It is 12. So 12 is written here. What is the heuristic cost of B, node B? It is 4. So it is imperative that as compared to 12, 4 is low, 4 is less. That's why after S, node B will be explored. Means after S, the search tree is traversed to node B. It is not traversed to node A, because the heuristic cost associated with node A is 12. Why? What is this heuristic cost? That A tells the node S that I will move you. I can move to the goal node with this cost. Okay. So A 12 is what? 12 is a cost required for node A to reach to the G, and this 4 is the cost associated with node B to reach to the G. So obviously B can move us to the goal with a very small cost, 4, as compared to this 12. That's why tree will be traversed from S to B. Okay, this is what written here. S is the 13 is the cost of A, yes, and 12 is the cost of node A, and 4 is the cost of node B, heuristic cost of node B. So as node A has a higher cost, so we will not explore this node A. So there is no use of these two childrens of node A. So that's why node A will be kept in which list? Node A will be kept in open list, and as we used this we reached to the B, and S is this node S is already traversed, therefore we will put S is in the closed list. Okay, so let us go through this, then you will understand. Iteration initialization, first of all you need to initialize the problem. Initialization, at the time of initialization you need to maintain open and closed list. So for the initialization phase, the agent is somewhere here, that means node A and node B are not yet explored, that's why S is in closed list, and A and B nodes are in open list because they are not yet explored or traversed at the initialization. Now in the next iteration 1, what happens in the iteration 1? As the cost associated with node A is higher as compared to that associated with B, therefore we will not explore node A, we will explore node B. Okay, we will explore node B, that's why node B will go into the closed list and node A will go into the open list for the iteration 1, correct? Okay, what is exactly open list? Open list means open list contains the nodes which are not explored, which are not expanded, and closed list contain the nodes which are expanded or explored or traversed. So here you can find in the iteration 1 we kept node A in open list because it is not explored, it is not expanded, or it is not traversed because of high cost. And after S was initially in the closed list, so that's why it is continued here, and now node B is added in the closed list because we selected to go via node B, that's why it is explored or it is traversed, that's why it is kept in closed list. For iteration 2, what happens? For iteration 2, after B, which are the successor nodes after B? E and F. What is the cost associated with E? The cost associated with node E is 8, so you can write 8 here. And what is the cost, heuristic cost associated with node F? It is 2. Now it is very simple, the heuristic cost associated with F is 2 and with E is 8. So obviously 2 is small than 8, therefore the traversing B will be explored in which direction? Towards F, not towards E. That's why E will be put in, where E will be put? E will be put in open list and F will be put in closed list in iteration 2. In the iteration 1 we put A in the open list and B in the closed list, and in the initialization phase we kept S in the closed list, A and B in the open list. So here you please remember, after B we can move to F, not to E, because the cost is higher with the E. So this same diagram you will find here. Here you can find E is not explored, so this is not explored, only F is explored. Okay, so that's why E goes in the open list and F goes in the closed list because it is traverse, F is traverse. So iteration 2 you find open and closed list. After iteration 1, A is kept as it is, in the open list. And what is in the open list? After B, E and F are the successors of B node. E and F are the successors of B node. That's why when you enter iteration 2, you will find in the open list E and F are maintained because they are not yet traversed, and in the closed list, after completing the iteration 1, S and B are closed because they are traversed. Okay, at the start of iteration 2, E and F are added in the open list, and after this, out of this E and F, out of this E and F, the cost associated with F is less. That's why F is put in closed list and E is put in, or E is kept in open list. That is what you will find here. F is put in closed list and E and A are maintained in open list. That means E and A are the nodes which are not explored, which are not traversed, which are not expanded. In the next iteration, what will happen? Can you tell me? After this F has two successors I and G. What is the heuristic cost associated with I? Heuristic cost associated with I is 9, so you can write 9 here. And what is the cost associated with G? It is 0. So obviously 0 is less than 9. So therefore we cannot follow this particular path from F to I. That means we have to put I in which list? Open list, and we can put this G in closed list. That is what the iteration, third iteration you will find. At the start of iteration 3, EA will be as it is here, EA as it is, and from where IG we obtained, because we decided to explore node F. That's why the successors of node F were I and G, and we have to consider them in open list at the start, I and G. Out of those I and G, our G has less cost associated with it. That's why it is moved now in closed list and I is kept as it is. Okay, so as now we can check, we have traversed the goal node G. Therefore we have traversed this goal node G. Therefore we obtained the solution. Therefore the final solution path will be S, B, F, G. So what is the total cost associated with this particular path? You can check. For example, the cost associated with this path, the final path, the cost associated with node B is 4, cost associated with node F is yes, how much? It is 2. The cost associated with node G, heuristic cost is 0. Okay, so how much cost do you need to reach to the goal? The cost of S is 13. So 13 plus 4 plus 2, it will be 19. So with the 19 cost you can reach to the goal. So this is the working of best first search algorithm. So hope you understood this. What are the performance measures? Time complexity is OB raised to M. Okay, where M is the maximum depth. You can better way you use D here. D. I just copied this particular point from the blog, AI blog, but please stick to only one notation. Generally D is what? Maximum depth of search space, means depth of the shallowest node. So in the previous video we used this particular notation D. So instead of in place of this M, use this D. So B raised to D is the time complexity. Okay, the same complexity is also there in case of space. Okay, so what exactly this B is? B is a branching factor and D is the, so you can write here B raised to D. So B is a branching factor and D is a depth. Okay, we have already covered this particular two concepts in the previous videos. So if you don't understand this B and D, refer the previous videos. Completeness, greedy based search is also incomplete even if the given state space is finite. That means this best first search algorithm is not complete. That means it is not sure that it will give you the solution. It is not sure that it will give you the solution. Regarding optimality, best first search algorithm is not optimal. What are the disadvantages? It does not guarantee to reach the goal node. This is the major disadvantage of this algorithm. Since it is greedy approach, it does not give optimized solution. Why it is called as greedy algorithm? Because it always checks by which route we will get less cost. So it is a greedy in nature, that's why it is called as greedy algorithm, because it always checks by which route we can reach to the destination with low cost. That means it has a greedy approach, that's why it is called as greedy algorithm, greedy search algorithm. And the last disadvantage is it may cover a long distance in some of the cases. If the search space is or search tree is very large and complex, then it can cover a long distance. Now let us now go to the theoretical points again, because we studied and understood how the problem of search space tree can be solved with the help of best first search algorithm or greedy search algorithm. It always selects the path which appears best at that moment. This is very important. It always selects the path which appears best at that moment. That's why it is called as greedy search. The algorithm is very greedy. It is the combination of depth first search and breadth first search, and that's why it allows to take the advantage of both the algorithms. In this algorithm, we uses evaluation function which is equal to heuristic cost. Okay, heuristic cost. What exactly heuristic cost is or heuristic function is? It is estimated cost for node n to reach to the goal node. Okay. So heuristic cost is calculated for each node in the search tree. So for example, you have node A, then you need to calculate h of A. That means heuristic cost of node A. Okay. In many cases, in the problem itself, all the heuristic cost associated with all the nodes are given initially, and based on those heuristic cost, we have to solve the problem with this algorithm. And we already explained this algorithm with the help of that problem, but let us now go through the theoretical points of this algorithm stepwise. The algorithm stepwise can be explained with this: place the starting node into open list. Yes, we put. Now you can recall back. Yes, we put in the open list here, sorry, closed list here initially, and the successors of node S are kept in open list. So here again we will go through the algorithm. Place the starting node or initial state into the open list. If the open list is empty, then stop and return to the return failure. Step 3, remove the node n from the open list which has the lowest value of h of n. Place it in the closed list. Correct. For example, there are two nodes, successor nodes after S, A and B, and if the B has lowest h cost, heuristic cost, then you have to place it in a closed list. That means if node n has lowest heuristic value, then you have to put it in a closed list. Then expand node n in the next iteration. That means next step is expand node n which has less cost, generates the successors of node n. Now next step, check each successor node of n, find whether any node is goal node or not. If any successor node is goal node, then return success and terminate the search, else proceeds to the step 6. For each successor node, algorithm checks for evaluation function f of n and then checks if the node has been in the open or closed list. If the node has not been in the both list, then add it to the open list, return to step 2. So this is a theoretical procedure to solve the problem, but you might have understood, if you are having the problem in front of you, you can solve that problem very easily with the help of best search algorithm. You may find it difficult to adjust with these theoretical steps, but we practically solve this problem with the help of this algorithm, okay, with these iterations. So better way you stick to this process. Okay. So today we will stop here regarding best search algorithm. In the next lecture we will cover the next second type of informed search algorithm, that is A star search algorithm. Thank you.